Hello and welcome back to Joe on Joe, America's only G.I. Joe podcast. In fact, I would say the world's only G.I. Joe podcast, where I, Joe Slepski, watches cartoons. The real American hero. I watches cartoons specifically and comment on a Mystery Science Theater style. And we're working our way through. We are just starting with the start of the second season, and I am so happy to introduce the one, the only, my only wife.
Better be.
Rebekah Slepski.
That's me.
Welcome back to Joe on Joe, Rebekah.
Thanks, Joe Slepski.
Longtime listeners, you know Rebekah. She's my Tony Randall.
I am.
But I'm very happy to have her this week, specifically because it is a romantic week.
Oh my God, we're totally in bed right now.
We're broadcasting like Yoko and John. Haven't gotten out of bed for weeks. I feel like if we were to do that, it's less of a political statement and more of a, I don't want to get out of bed for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and you lie naked in fetal position.
Yeah, crying, weeping openly. Well, Rebekah, so the listeners of the show, they know you as a rabid G.I. Joe fan.
Just beyond belief.
Beyond belief.
Like I literally got rabies from watching it.
Yeah. What you don't know is this episode is, so it's part of season 2. So there is a whole new cast of characters that you've actually never seen before.
Wow.
So just when you were getting caught up with who people were, like Zartan and Destro and the Baroness and Snake Eyes and Duke and Flint and Lady J.
Right.
Guess what?
What?
All gone.
There's not any of them?
No, they're here, but they're not the focus of the show.
Really?
The focus of the show is a romance.
Exciting.
Between Mainframe, who is the new computer specialist for G.I. Joe.
Okay.
And Zarana, who is one of the... She's Zartan's sister, actually. She's one of the Dreadnoks.
Dreadnoks.
Yeah, that's the biker gang.
What have I done with my life that I've not had more Dreadnoks in my world?
You've not led a proper life.
I haven't.
Now you're finally reaching your full Dreadnok potential.
I mean, I thought confirmation, in 7th grade was at my little Catholic neighborhood, but no.
No. Here it is now.
The part of our relationship. It's the Dreadnok part of our relationship.
I think that's the 3rd anniversary. You give a Dreadnok for the 3rd anniversary. So I'm excited.
Good.
I'm excited to have you on for this.
I'm excited to be here.
If you're out there and you want to find me on Twitter, you can go to @JoeOnJoePod. That's on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Rebekah, did you know that we are running a contest for the month of June?
I did know.
Month of June 2017.
It's very exciting.
It is a sharing contest. And that means there's a contest on my Facebook page. And there's a post that says, what's your favorite G.I. Joe?
And what should you do?
You should go there. You should, first of all, like my page.
Good idea.
Second of all, add your name to the post. And then tell your friends. And here's why it's important to tell your friends. For every additional 100 downloads that we get for the month of June, I'm going to add another comic book to the prize.
You guys, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into. This man has a lot of comic books.
It's going to be exciting. I got a stack of comics that I would love to give away. Like, literally, this contest could be endless. This contest,
endless?
I mean, if everyone and their brother shares.
So are you telling me that I could have a house free of comic books at some point?
If this contest goes
you guys,
well.
You need to share. You need to share like you've never shared anything before in your life. Get on it. Hut 2, soldiers. Share.
This I command.
If you like me and you want to have us continue to be wed happily. I'm just kidding.
Share the heck out of this show.
But
absolutely. So, and as of this recording, we're on good track. So as of this recording, we should be sweetening the pot with a couple extra ones. And did you know that if we hit, there's a magic number that's in my head, that if we hit this special number, the silent issue.
Silent issue?
The silent issue.
Now I have a question for you. Are we supposed to guess that number? Like how many jelly beans are in the jar?
Yes, because it's kind of like a man's dignity. You don't share your numbers, but I know what they are. I know what they are. So that's the contest, Rebekah Wallensack.
That's exciting news.
Unfortunate news for you. You are not eligible for the contest
because I canoodle with the Joe that is on the Joe.
Yeah. Although if we give away enough comics.
I'll canoodle you. I will canoodle all.
Maybe you will win so that the books will just stay in the house.
That's a terrible idea.
I think that's a wonderful idea. So if you're out there, please enter the contest and share like,
woo,
woo, hey.
That's my share impersonation. It's terrible.
Well, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get to a very fun episode of G.I. Joe. It is called Computer Complications. It's got romance. It's got new characters. And it's got Dreadnoks. So, Rebekah Wallenczek, you with me?
I'm with you.
All right, let's do this thing.
Woohoo!
Yo, Joe!
Now, Rebekah, I know you're blown away by the new intro. That's the first thing. I could see the recognition in your eyes that you recognize this is a whole new intro since the last time you checked in with G.I. Joe.
I feel like I'm in a different universe.
At Sergeant Slaughter, you recognize a few people. You recognize like Lady J right there, you know, because I know you were attracted to Lady J.
I almost didn't recognize her because she had pants on.
That's true. You usually see her when she's scuba diving.
Yeah. She's wearing some cargo pants.
Yeah. And you see the old standbys there, and you see a lot of the new guys. You see Frostbite, and that was Leatherneck. He was new. Alpine was old wetsuit. He's new. You got these Vipers now. Instead of the standard Cobra soldiers, they're fighting Vipers. Those are robots.
Oh, Vipers are robots.
Well, no. The Vipers are the guys in blues. Those guys, the black and yellow ones, those are called Bats.
Bats?
And, battle android troopers. And it's important because they introduced someone to the show that can get blown up discriminately. So now all of a sudden you don't have to have everyone with parachutes coming out of the machines. They're robots, so the Joes could actually destroy them without getting afoul of the sensors. You know what I mean?
But they're not snake related anymore.
Well, that's true.
Bats.
That is true. You know what? That's a good point. I've never thought of that. You're right. Yeah, battle android troopers that's not a snake thing.
Maybe bats are the snakes of the sky.
I think that's right.
Robots suck.
Before we go any further, I love this. They're on the Air Sea Land platform, which was a toy and was awesome. It was like the portable base. You could hook winches to it and have your helicopters deliver it to wherever it needed to be all around the world. And when they're on it right here, this is an amazing recreation of it. Like it looks perfect to the toy.
And so it was the toy first, then this.
Yes, yeah. Because, or like they came out concurrently, but like that is a total replica of what the toy looks like. There was that little area. Right now they're leaving it where it was like the communications area. Then they had
it's Buzz Lightyear right there.
Yeah, totally right. Strangely, the first few episodes of the season focus around the G.I. Joe aquatic characters a lot, which I don't know why that's weird. But there was a missile thing.
There's missiles and all that, but then like the snake people have like not eels, what are those? Manta rays coming out of the water.
Yeah, strangely those aren't toys. The vehicles that Cobra's in are not toys, at least not like toy specific. Maybe they were a prototype or maybe they were supposed to become one.
So what just happened here with the claws, that's the Joes?
Yeah, the Joes were what they were doing is they had these little claw chopper like underwater digger kind of tools, robots. They then reprogrammed to attack the Cobra subs.
Oh.
And that's important because they're going to backfire. It's going to backfire.
Oh, got it.
That they control these
Doesn't
new...
it always?
It always backfires. That is Zarana.
Zarana, who is a Marmaduke. What the F for
Dreadnok.
A Dreadnok.
A Marmaduke. She's a Marmaduke.
That's when Marmaduke got together with a Dreadnok.
That is Xandar, who is Xandar and Zarana are twins.
Of course.
And they're Zartan siblings. So they're all family.
Got it.
That is Sci-Fi and Leatherneck. And there goes...
Oh boy, that's Patrick Swayze with red hair.
And he's a master of disguise. He's not disguised. He's not sneaking onto the base using his disguise powers.
I don't think he's a master. I think
they
he's
did
a
it
novice.
in the last episode too. He's like, let me sneak up on somebody, and then he never sneaks up on anybody.
His Top Gear looks like from Roller Babies. Remember that?
It does look
Solar
like
Babies.
Yeah,
No, Roller Babies.
Solar Babies.
Solar
Solar
Babies.
Babies. Yeah.
Roller Babies is another.
That's pretty great.
Wow, he is.
So he could not get in. Xandar tried to breach the G.I. Joe Communication Center, and he could not do it.
And he's the one who is the master of disguise.
He was supposed to be,
Gotcha.
and yet we never see him disguise himself.
Oh, what's her name? What's the Z lady's name?
That's Zarana.
She's got the yellow on her head. That's the shape of a cobra head, I think.
Oh, that's a good observation.
Stop it. Already married.
Stop it.
Already
hey,
married.
you
See,
single?
look, here it comes.
them Joes.
Oh, wow.
They won't
And she's
know
got a
what
little
it
Pat
is.
Benatar to her.
Wouldn't stand a chance.
Okay, so I want to hear.
You didn't do so
Oh,
hard
it doesn't
yourself.
anymore. It did for a
Why,
second.
With the right
Yeah.
forged papers, I'll be in and out.
She's got a little Pat
before they
Benatar.
know I-
Listen, sweetie Todd.
Hi.
Give me those meat pies. Don't ask for a haircut when she's around.
This is great. That's Beachhead, who's one of the
Sergeant Carol
toughest,
Weaver,
meanest.
computer specialist, reporting for
like-
duty.
Have they ever
My
done a
orders.
look up and down of the men? Ever? Like they just did with her?
You're saying the male gaze is what you're
Yes.
saying? No, they have not. Except never. I'm sure they have when they're
She's
revealing
just an object
someone.
of
But she's,
desire.
you know,
I get it. I get
But
it.
here's what she's doing though. She's actually using her talent, which is subterfuge. That's Zarana. She's actually dressed up
said
as someone else.
subterfuge. So that's
she's-
Zarana.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is
okay.
Zarana. She's actually dressed up as someone. I don't think we're supposed to know that yet, but spoiler alert.
You just told a lady to shut up.
He totally
what?
did,
What?
right? What?
I'm so
A
sorry.
good-looking woman here in G.I. Joe headquarters?
May I shake your
Sergeant
beep?
Carol Weaver,
So that
I'm
is
assigned to
Mainframe.
aid in the installation of
He's the
secret
G.I. Joe computer
equipment.
specialist. Played by Kelsey Wilde in our very first show.
Yes.
She was the one who couldn't get the computer to, it was like running like an Amiga. Yeah.
Do they know about mid-grade and how you did
We've
Spanish?
talked it on the show a little bit.
And
Yeah.
if it includes making a pass at me, I'll have you up on harassment
Oh, I'm very
charges
angry.
faster than you can spit.
Are you all down with that?
Sure. Doesn't need to lean forward so much it takes her power away. I'm just saying.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm a
Okay.
trained
But
actor.
she's
I'm a
all
trained
about.
actor.
She's all about. So leaning forward takes your power away
Yeah.
because it's.
Yeah, if you need to lean into someone, you stand back and you center your gravity.
Oh.
I've been told that often because I lean forward and I start harping, squealing like a young lady.
You know what not to do.
I know, right?
They're having a computer error because they're trying to use those claw grabber things to get this satellite that had crashed, and turns out they screwed it up because really, who's going to trust a bunch of deep sea divers to program computers? You've got a bunch of lunkheads hanging out on a sea platform, is what I'm saying.
Zlatan, do you
That is
receive?
not a subtle microphone,
What's the holdup?
but I do like that it has
He
TV.
won't
It's kind of
give
like
me
a
any
it's
breathing
like
room.
it's like an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
Stop his breathing.
Wilco and out.
So why is he the only one who looks like Kiss with the eyes? He just paints himself. It's
he
not
paints
like a. It's
himself.
not like a
Hereditary thing.
yeah, beauty
no,
mark
No,
or-
no,
okay.
no. He chooses to look that way.
a kiss mark.
Yeah, no, he chooses to look that way. And you know what? Listen, can you blame him when you find a look that works? Stick with it.
Oh boy, grappling hook.
Oh boy, look out! We're going. No. Oh, we're getting all these boxes. It was moving day, and all the boxes are going to crush Mainframe right now. We're going into a gravity break. We haven't seen a gravity break in a while, with Mainframe getting crushed by boxes.
Return after these messages.
Today's Filecard Feature is on the Dreadnok Pirate, codenamed Zanzibar. His file name is Morgan Teach. Pretty pedestrian, if you ask me. And his birthplace is the Cayman Islands. Zanzibar was raised on a garbage scow and spent most of his formative years lurking on crowded piers with his hands in other people's pockets. He tried his hand at river piracy, stock fraud, and smuggling, but found all of it too much like real work and not nasty enough for his tastes. His lucky break came when he delivered a load of bootleg gasoline to Zartan's filling station and was immediately taken on as a Dreadnok. Quote, "This guy is so nasty that the other Dreadnoks hate his guts. He sneaks around at night and goes through their pockets for change. He takes one bite out of each chocolate-covered donut and throws them back in the box. He brushes his teeth with grape soda and never changes his socks." I feel like the socks part is the biggest indictment because they're saying he smells bad. Zanzibar has that sweet top knot. He is like cosplaying as a fake pirate, and he rode that the air skiff. Came with the air skiff. If there was a Venn diagram of ridiculous and Dreadnok, he would definitely be in both circles. He's dressed like an 1800s pirate, and it's the 1980s, and he's not doing it ironically. He is a Dreadnok who's gone off the rails, is what I'm saying. I had him. I certainly played with him. He was great. His skiff was really cool. I liked the top knot because it was real hair on the toy. I love the eye patch. I mean, everything. Honestly, if you go this far to be a pirate, he was missing a bird or a monkey. They should have given him a monkey. But with that, Zanzibar, his real name is Morgan Teach. We salute you.
Now back to G.I. Joe.
So Mainframe picked the wrong day to stand under a bunch of heavy poorly stacked boxes.
But he's
and
getting
yet,
free. Oh,
it's like
she's
a
getting-
domino set. She's going to get crushed too.
She's a terrible villain, or unless she planned it for him to protect her. But I don't feel like
No.
Nobody ever risked
I
his
think it
life
backfired on her.
before.
she's a terrible villain. Why's the chick got to be the terrible villain?
No. I don't think she's a terrible villain. I think whoever stacked those boxes is a terrible box
They were
stacker.
better at their job.
Who? Those boxes were stacked like Jenga.
I was hasty.
You moved one box and 3
is true.
columns of
It
boxes
is true.
fell over and
Oh, boy.
almost killed a person.
Oh my goodness.
Look, he's
The
apologizing.
nicest thing anyone's ever
That's
said
the
to
first.
me.
That's the first way you get a skirt to drop.
No funny business. Just to get to know each other better.
That's so scandalous.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to be friends.
Sure.
It's just no funny business. You just heard him. He
It's
just
not
wants,
funny. It's not funny. It's sensual.
It's not funny. It's
sensual.
sensual.
All right, who's this
That
dude?
is Serpentor. That's your first glimpse of Serpentor.
Serpentor?
Yeah, he's the Cobra Emperor.
Sir Pencilot.
Serpensalot. He is the Cobra Emperor.
Okay.
And he now
So he's above Cobra.
Yes,
Cobra's
he-
always been the head
Yes,
one.
he outranks Cobra Commander now.
Got it.
Exactly. And really, Cobra Commander is just sticking around. Cobra Commander almost got kicked out of Cobra entirely, if not like killed by Serpentor.
Mm-hmm.
And he works under the whim of Serpentor. Otherwise, he would have nowhere to go. So he has to eat his crap, so to speak.
Got it.
So Rebekah Slepski.
Yes, baby.
We've been
Eat at Joe's Diner, it says.
Woo,
Eat at Joe's.
They're playing. What are they playing? Like Go Fish, Mahjong.
The fox's name is
Lately,
Sergeant Carol
we have
Wheeler.
been playing a game with our guests of asking them if they were a G.I. Joe or Cobra member, what would their G.I. Joe or Cobra like code name be, and what would their specialty be? So you don't have to answer right away unless you have one.
Okay.
But throughout this episode, I want you to come up with an answer. I, for example, I was a heavy machine gunner, right? And my code name was Deep Dish.
Ha, that's good.
Yeah.
That makes sense because
Yeah,
you're from.
it's- yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. You know,
Why? He just said fish directly to her.
Yeah, he did.
Rude.
Yeah, he did. Because it was the 80s, and
He's
that
a
was
bear.
the height of
He's a
humor.
bear,
He's a
and
total
he's-
bear. But he's being this dude's being really mean to her.
Oh my God, he's mean.
And Zarana takes
And I'm not
it rough.
assuming that a bear would be rude.
Oh!
But just say it. What?
Check that out.
It's the Ultimate Warrior.
It's Zartan. Zartan was undercover, knocking Roadblock down, and runs into all the Joes. That's fantastic.
There's a lot going on. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Is that Duke? Who's the
No,
blonde?
those are more Dreadnoks.
Oh.
The those are
Oh,
Dreadnoks.
I
Yeah.
didn't see the ponytail in the back.
That's Gung Ho. Rock and Roll was there. There's some in the middle of this. Wait a minute. This is a dive restaurant, and there's a maitre d in a tuxedo.
I didn't see that. That's great. Oh, he's trying to class up the place.
It's a dive with a maitre d in a tuxedo. I love it.
He was on his prom.
I love it.
It's crazy.
The only
So
thing
we
missing-
don't know that she's the bad guy yet.
No, but I think the maitre d died. No, that we don't know that she's a bad guy. There's the
Look
guy.
at the waitress. She's just thrown in on the side. Like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no movement, no
You know,
anything.
budgetary concerns.
Well, it's
but
interesting
but
to me.
we never saw that the maitre d come out. As far as I know, he's dead.
Maybe he's gonna come back and save the day.
It ain't a problem.
Tuxedo to the rescue.
Yeah, sure.
Every once in a while I get
Meanwhile,
just out of
on the air sea
sonar
land
range.
platform,
Might be a whale or might be a Cobra sub.
Shipwreck, whose mustache keeps disappearing, he has spotted some Cobra subs on their way there. So they got to figure out this computer problem. It's a rush to figure out the computer problem. Mainframe, he's the computer
Silicon
specialist.
Valley makes sense. Wow, that's smart. All the way back then.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right,
Here's-
butt chin.
Here's a little Silicon Valley way back when commentary. So this was 86. The movie, the James Bond movie, what was the one with Grace Jones in it? View to a Kill.
View to a
Yeah,
Kill.
with the amazing Duran Duran song.
Duran Duran, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know that the plot of that was to destroy the source of silicon chips for
Really?
Silicon Valley, even though that's not an actual thing.
Right.
The producers didn't understand that Silicon Valley wasn't a thing.
Oh.
They thought Silicon Valley meant that's
you
where
could
you
mine for, like,
main
iron ore or
silicon
something.
to make chips with.
Wow.
And so in the movie, Zorn blows up and quote corners the market on silicon to make chips with.
Wow.
Silicon is sand. It's everywhere.
Wow.
So That's so when you say they understood what Silicon Valley was, G.I. Joe is miles ahead of the producers of the James Bond movies.
Wow,
What
that's
I'm saying,
crazy.
miles ahead. This is fun.
There.
Mainframe's
Keeps
working
trying
on
to
the
kill
computer,
him.
and she keeps trying to kill him. Yep.
I'm going to stab you. Here I come. Just really take your time and get caught. Here we go. Oh, wait, what?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I want to hug you.
Turns into a smooch.
Oh, make
oh
out. Oh,
boy.
boy.
See, this is why I wanted you to be on the show.
It's really,
had no
it's
idea
just
how
like our
exciting
relationship. I'm constantly behind you trying to kill you.
I
But you charm your way out of
wanted
it
to
every
sneak my
time.
way into your arms.
She just electrocuted him.
Yeah, she did. She tased him,
That's mean.
right?
He's somebody's
Sorry,
son.
Mainframe.
But she's sorry about it.
But duty comes first.
Duty. She
Duty.
said duty.
Poop.
Fortunately.
She said duty. But she's upset about it because, want to know why? Because he's treating her right.
Mm-hmm.
All the Dreadnoks, they treat her like a piece of meat or like a jerk. Mainframe treats her right. And this romance that we're seeing here, it carries throughout the rest of the show.
Oh, wow.
Like throughout the
well, I
entire
hope
rest of
that
the,
her
all the
twin
episodes.
brother and other brother don't treat her romantically.
Not
That's
romantically,
another
but
story.
But they treat her like a jerk.
Sure.
You know.
Well,
Also, I do find it funny that when,
she has pants on now. She was wearing a skirt a
when
minute ago.
she's with
She's wearing
when
pants.
she's with the Dreadnoks,
Mm-hmm.
she talks in that high pitched "Oi!"
Yeah.
But when,
It's Cockney.
but when she had a moment alone with Mainframe, she was just speaking normal. It's like she's putting on the Cockney for her brother to sound like a jerk. So we go to commercial with Mainframe left, not with a gravity brake, but with a straight bomb attached to his
Joe will
chest.
return after these messages.
Hey, Joe and Joe listeners, listen up. This show has been growing and growing and growing, and to help it grow even more, I'm going to have a sharing contest for the month of June. This month only. The Joe and Joe Facebook page will have a contest post pinned to the top of the page, and all you have to do to join is make a comment on the post answering the question, what is your personal favorite G.I. Joe or Cobra character? It's that easy, right? Well, here's where it gets good. The randomly selected winner will get a couple of comic books mailed to you from my own personal collection. However, for every 100 listeners that this show gains during the month of June 2017, over my previous month that I'm tracking, I will be adding another comic book to the list. The winner will be randomly chosen on July 1st and contacted via Facebook Messenger, so be sure to like the Joe and Joe page so that I can reach out to you. But most of all, I'm enlisting you, loyal listeners, to tell all of your friends about the show. I know some of you are going to the JoeCon this month. Tell everyone you can there to listen. I'll be revealing which comic books are in the prize bag as the month progresses. But we're going to start off with the first prize, which is the G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra one-shot that was distributed via the EA Games promotion. It's a rarity. Not a lot of you have, I think. So start spreading the word, and I'll be watching our download ticker. And I'll keep you updated every time we cross one of those 100 download thresholds. And thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. And yo, Joe.
Now, back to G.I. Joe.
Zarana and the Dreadnoks are fleeing the scene, and as far as Zarana knows, Mainframe's going to die. Like no other Joes are going to be hurt, but that bomb's going to straight up kill Mainframe. So, Rebecca,
Yes.
you've had a commercial break to think about this. Have you thought about a...
I would be Cobra.
You would be Cobra.
I'd be on the Cobra
Everyone's
side.
going Cobra.
I would be on the Cobra side.
What role would you have?
Like what I would do.
Yeah, what would you do? Like, what would your job be?
I would. My role would be I would clean the bathrooms.
Okay.
I would clean the bathrooms.
You'd be the Cobra cleaning woman.
Yeah. Yep.
The CCW.
Yep. CCW.
You'd be the Cobra cleaning lady.
And my name would be the Toileteel.
The Toileteel. I like that.
Toileteel.
Toileteel. I love it. I love it.
Toileteel.
I was going to recommend the Babushka Viper.
That's sure. It's up to you. It's your show.
Toileteel.
The Toileteel.
The Toileteel. I like that.
Yeah.
The Toileteel.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at that.
Wait a minute.
She went back to save him because she didn't want him to
I
die.
had a job to do, but I came back for you.
And now she's back to her
She's
half
got-
Cockney accent.
She's got the Diane Lane hair from Misfits or Miscreants or whatever that show was that she was a punk rocker.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So look what just happened. Mainframe hid her from the rest of the Joes because he's in love.
Boy, it's
He's
Romeo and
it's Romeo and
Juliet.
Juliet, yeah.
Oh my God, we just
oh
done
my
it
God,
together.
you just said
So
that. Oh my
stop,
God.
don't try to
Stop
kiss
it,
me.
don't
We're
try to
still
kiss
in the
me. We're
middle of
still
this. Stop
married.
using my words. Stop.
Stop. God.
I hate this guy.
this guy. I'm Toileteel. Hey, is there any chance Toileteel will be visiting our house soon?
Why, you looking for a job? You looking for a job? That guy looks like Albert Brooks in the front.
Wetsuit? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it totally does, right? So now they're able to finally control those computers, and yet Cobra has caught up with them.
So does that dude wear a costume?
Yeah.
He wears a snake costume.
Yes, he chooses to wear that costume.
He's instead of a furry, he's a scaly.
He's a scaly, yeah. Yeah, he's a scaly. He goes to conventions with other people.
He's not.
No, that's
he's
an
not
outfit.
like a mutant of some sort.
Nope, that's an outfit. It's an outfit he chooses to wear.
Wow.
It's an outfit I think he looks resplendent in.
Resplendent
in. Yeah. On those snakes, he can pull them out and throw them like javelins and stab people in the face with them.
That's cool, but it's a mascot uniform.
He really is. Oh my God, he's a mascot. Oh, that's great. So they're going to abandon the platform and they're just going to get onto someone doesn't need to be honking outside.
Joe.
Keep it down. So they've got the satellite on the carrier, but now the robot subs are going crazy.
I gotta think.
That gentleman in the red, he is a pacifist.
Oh,
yeah.
He's a rescuer. He's a pacifist.
Yeah, he refuses to carry a gun in the field. Yeah. Occasionally he comes up on the show, and it's a little source of tension. His name's Lifeline. He's pretty great.
Is he part of the Coast Guard or something like that?
No, he's just the medic. But his theory
they're all Army.
Yeah. They're all the branches. They're Army,
really?
they're Air Force, they're Marines, they're Navy. But I think he is an Army medic, but his deal is that he doesn't doesn't want to carry a gun because he's there to help people, not to hurt people. So we've got a nice it looks like they're fighting basically the Shield helicarrier.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally the Shield helicarrier, right? Cobra's little Shield helicarrier, and they're lasering down. They're blowing up things on the aircraft carrier. Polly gets a good one-liner in.
Don't let him get that probe.
Don't let him get that probe. If I had a quarter.
Every time I've heard that.
Wow.
Get the probe, and the antimatter will blow us all to kingdom come.
So there's antimatter in the probe, and that's probably an important point that we missed earlier.
Antimatter.
Because we were talking about Toileteel.
Mm-hmm.
Toileteel?
Toileteel.
Meanwhile, the hull's getting chomped through. There's all kinds of stuff going on, and I want to blame Zarana for it all.
Why's it got to be the girl's fault?
Because she used love as a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
You don't use love as a
Love
weapon.
hurts.
There's Dr. Mindbender. He shows up out of nowhere.
Firepower we got.
Shipwreck.
They're in for one heck of
Luckily,
a shot.
he opens just a random hatch that just says the word missiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Well, it's a decoy. You don't expect that can't be the missiles. I'm not going to actually press that.
It turns out that one button launched like 15 missiles that are homing on the Cobra helicarrier. And is one of them going to get through? All we need is one to get through.
Who's the magician with the
That's Dr.
the bald-headed?
Mindbender.
Oh my God, with the Mr. Clean mustache.
Isn't he great? He's Dr. Mindbender. He's a former dentist turned Cobra interrogator.
You're killing me.
No.
You're killing me.
No. He's a dentist.
He broke bad before Walter White broke bad.
The flag is sinking, ladies and germs.
That's ours.
Yeah,
Our people.
yeah.
Ours, I'm assuming they're American.
Yes.
It's our side.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to know. Well, wait a minute. You said earlier you were Cobra, but I'll
My name
I'll
is
give you the
Rebekah
slip.
Slepski.
Yeah.
And I'm the witness of what's happening,
Yeah.
and I'm a patriotic American.
Yeah. So this is important. The flag is sinking. The flag sinks, and this is important because they revisit this in a later episode, which is a rare piece of continuity. For the
And
show.
they find it with the Titanic.
No, but they do find it later. They have to-
Atlantis?
No, the flag.
What you call your real big budget spectacular finish.
Yeah.
You're really happy about losing an entire aircraft carrier shipwreck. That is so expensive. That is so expensive.
Jerk.
No, it was a draw. Joe and
that's-
Cobra both lost a carrier.
This is important because now, so Serpentor's new to the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now that Serpentor's on the show, Joe's didn't automatically win.
Mm.
It's a draw. They didn't lose per se, but they got a lot of damage.
And why is that? Just because he's better?
Yeah, because like he's a better general. That's what they're showing, that with him in charge, Cobra Commander's out of luck.
Maybe you ought to quit the
And now we
Dreadnoks
see
and go
Zarana.
marry that wimp. Get a house in the
Turns out she's in love with, quote, that wimp.
Mm-hmm.
See how they treat her,
Really mean.
right? Why would
Put
you
some
do
clothes on.
that? Except
She just shot him. Yeah,
she
you
just
did,
straight
girl.
Shoots him.
Good for you. Oh, they're looking at the
They're
same moon.
Look at that. Isn't that romantic?
Yeah.
And that's the show, Rebecca.
Oh my God.
Isn't that just romantic?
I've never loved you more than this moment. Well, maybe on our wedding day.
Maybe.
And when we first started dating.
Maybe.
But other than that, never more than
what
this.
if on our wedding day, before or after the nuptials, I had said, let's take 23 minutes and watch this episode of G.I. Joe to kind of set the tone for our marriage. What would you have said?
A lot of expletives.
Okay, not suitable for this podcast.
Right.
Would you have continued with the marriage?
Well, I mean, I was late for the wedding anyways.
Right, that's true.
So, I don't know. I'm just going to plead the fifth.
Okay. Well, on behalf of Toileteel and Deep Dish, I want to thank all you loyal listeners for sharing and following me on Facebook and sending me a note at joeandjoepod@gmail.com. Next week, we got a guest that's a fan coming onto the show. Yeah.
Oh, that's
We reached
exciting.
out over Gmail, and we're going to have a remote guest on again, which I love.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah, I love. Not a lot of podcasts do that. This one does.
Oh, my God.
And if you're
Because
going...
it's the only.
Because it's the only one that has me.
Yeah.
And you. Well, actually, not the only one that has me. I also do a podcast called Saturday Morning Truck, which I don't promote enough.
Saturday morning trek.
Yeah.
Like
so-
Star Trek?
Yeah, Star Trek. So if you're out there listening, I've been a regular co-host with my friend Aaron Harvey. It's his show.
Okay.
But I've been doing regular co-host duties for a couple of months now.
Look
So
at you.
yeah, so if you're out there and you like Star Trek, tune on Saturday Morning Truck. He joined us for an episode called Worlds Without End, and he did a great job. It was a two-parter,
Right.
and it was about alternate realities. So I brought him in, and then he brought me on his show, and we've been
And
doing a
you're
bunch.
in an alternate reality.
You are, because
Wah,
you're
wah,
married
wah.
to a husband who does podcasts about G.I. Joe and Trek. Would you ever imagine that'd be your life?
No, never.
And with that, Deep Dish and Toileteel.
Toiletina! That's my voice.
Toiletina? Oh, yeah. Toileteel? Toileteel?
Toileteel.
Toileteel.
Toiletina was Toileteel's land-lubbing sister.
And now you Joe, and Joeing is half the
The
battle.
battle.